Hey, you guys. Hey, everyone. Welcome back to my channel. Welcome if you're new here. We're going to be talking about teen mom dad Ryan Edwards and his soon to be ex wife, Mackenzie Edwards, as they are heading to trial. As they had mediation this past Friday, they were trying to work out a custody agreement for their two children, Jagger and Stella. They could not come to an agreement, and the reason why has to do with Ryan Edwards' girlfriend, Amanda Connor. So they're headed to trial where they will have a judge. Essentially, a judge will determine what steps will take place in regards to the children. So we're going to go over this article that the Ashley put out because as soon as I read the article, I reached out to my source to just make sure that everything in the article was confirmed, and the person told me yes. Let's get into it. We're going to go over this article from the Ashley. And I feel like a lot of people probably don't share the same opinion as me, and that's okay. That's A-okay. All right, so it says exclusive Teen Mom star Ryan Edwards and ex Mackenzie headed to trial after failing to agree at mediation about Amanda Connor being around their kids. The bitter divorce and custody battle between Teen Mom star Ryan Edwards and his soon to be ex wife Mackenzie Standifer has hit another major roadblock. Hey, 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 Haley. The Ashley can exclusively reveal that Ryan and Mackenzie will be heading to trial after the exes failed to come to an agreement about the custody agreement of their two children, Jagger and Stella, on this past Friday. The Ashley can confirm that Ryan and Mackenzie attended a mediation session after having it continued several times, where each party and their attorney tried to work out a custody plan for the kids. Due to their joint restraining order, Ryan and Mackenzie likely couldn't be in the same room together, even during mediation. A source close to the Ashley told the Ashley that unfortunately mediation didn't work. Ryan and Mackenzie agreed on everything except how Ryan's girlfriend, Amanda Connor, would be worked into the kids' lives. That was the deal breaker. The Ashley has previously reported that Amanda is not currently allowed to be around Jagger and Stella during Ryan's visits with them. Currently, the kids stay overnight at Ryan's parents' house, where Ryan is allowed to visit and stay over with them as long as Amanda is not present. And I want to jump in right here because I see Mackenzie get a lot of flack on the internet. Like, you don't let him see the kids. You don't let him see the kids. She actually does let him see the kids. When they separated, he went to jail. He got arrested several times. He was in rehab. But when he was in jail, she dropped the restraining order just so he could call and talk to the kids. And after he got out of jail and then went to rehab, like she was allowing the kids to go to his parents' house. So he had access to them from jump pretty much. So it's never been like she has really tried to keep him away from the kids. She has just wanted to put in safeguards, you know what I'm saying? To make sure, like, she has allowed Jagger and Stella to see Ryan at Jen and Larry's from like day one. Yeah, they have went there and they stay the night, and Ryan can stay the night with them. But one thing that came out the other day is that Ryan is not really staying the night with them, or it doesn't seem that way because Amanda Connor posted some TikTok videos where she's pulling up to Jen and Larry's house and she's got a hoodie on and she's got it pulled as tight as possible where all you can see is like this much of her face. And it says like rolling up at Jen and Larry's to pick up Ryan. But like I'm not supposed to be here. So I'm like popping up incognito or something like that, you know? And in my opinion, I see that as like Amanda is now someone that people are watching. The things the things that she posts will get more views if it can be taken as a dig to Mackenzie. If Ryan's in it and they're lovey-dovey, if it's about the baby, if it's anything about Teen Mom, Macy, Bentley, like those things are going to get more views rather than if it's just her showing off shoes or cooking. You know, as someone that does this for a living, you learn quick like what people take to more even on different apps. Like I can do something on YouTube and it do well, but on TikTok it not. And the same. Like Gypsy Rose is a big hit on Facebook most of the time, but not on TikTok. So you know what I'm saying? So I think Amanda has probably already realized, like, okay, if I do things that people take as like a dig towards Mackenzie or if it's like something funny about the situation regarding Mackenzie not letting me be around the kids, like it's going to get more views, right? So Mackenzie has, from day one, pretty much allowed, like, she's fine with the kids going to Jen and Larry's and their dad seeing them there and him staying the night with them there so he can see his kids. She dropped the restraining order before he was even released from jail. Before Ryan was even released from jail, she dropped that restraining order so he could call and talk to those kids when she had them. That way he would, because when the restraining order was in place and he was in jail, he could only talk to the kids like every other weekend when they was at Jen and Larry's. He went to his mom and was like, it's not fair that I can only talk to the kids. I'm going from living with my kids to now all of a sudden only being able to call and talk to them on the phone every other weekend. So Mackenzie went and dropped it so he could call her phone and talk to the kids. She did that trying to like do what was best for the situation. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, Amanda, obviously we know that he's not staying the night there every night when the kids are there because Mackenzie made the post that she was, showing up to pick him up for them to go home. All right, so let's continue. So listen to this carefully. According to the sources, and I confirm this, Ryan and Mackenzie were trying to work out a plan where Amanda could eventually be incorporated into the kids' lives. So anyone that's wanting to say, "Oh, Mackenzie don't want Amanda ever. She don't want to give her a chance." Mackenzie's big thing is she wants to incorporate Amanda into their lives slowly. She wants this to be a slow transition because she don't know this girl. All she knows is what the criminal record that she sees and what's put on YouTube. I mean, social media, but a lot of times people put the best of themselves on social media. So, what does she really have to go off of? Like, I know, like, they've been sober for a year, but they've had sober time before. And these are her children. So it's not that she is just objecting to it completely. She wants this to be a slow transition so her kids can get used to this. Okay. These kids, but Ryan did not. Ryan wanted it to be immediate. He wanted the kids to be able to start coming to stay the weekend at his house every other weekend. And Mackenzie was like, no, it's not. No, I don't want it to happen fast. I want it to be a slow transition. Yes, it is. It's rugs and it's like DUIs. I think her last arrest, Amanda's, we'll have to look it up. But I think her last arrest was like August of last year, and I want to say it was a DUI. All right, so let's continue. So yeah, Ryan and Mac were trying to work out a plan where Amanda could eventually be incorporated into the kids' lives. Mackenzie and Ryan went back and forth a few times with offers, but Ryan refused any offer that didn't immediately include Amanda being able to be around the kids. So Ryan wanted it right now. The Ashley previously recorded Amanda just regained full legal custody of her 11-year-old son after not having custody of him for the majority of his life due to her addiction and legal issues. Amanda recently took to TikTok to show proof that her recent drug tests were clean, stating that Mac still thinks that she and Ryan are still using drugs. Amanda, who was allowed to be around Bentley, the teenage son Ryan shares with Macy, has insisted that despite Mackenzie's alleged concerns for Stella and Jagger's safety, both she and Ryan are clean and sober. I've seen so many pages talk about why I'm specifically not allowed to be around Ryan's youngest two children, Amanda said. And then she said, the other party does state that we are on drugs, and that's not true at all. But really, can you blame Mackenzie for in her filing that was filed like months ago? Months ago, when she first filed, she said, I don't want my kids around Ryan or his new girlfriend because like they're on drugs. I would probably have put that too, at that time. They're literally like fresh out of rehab. How do I know that they're not going to relapse? I mean, these are your children that you're talking about. According to Amanda's recent TikTok video, Ryan is drug tested at his probation meetings and regularly attends Narcotics Anonymous meetings and other classes and virtual meetings related to his sobriety. Fans have been split in their opinions on whether or not Amanda should be allowed around Ryan and Mackenzie's kids. While many have applauded Amanda and Ryan for being sober for over a year, others have expressed online that the couple getting regular unsupervised visits with Jagger and Stella shortly after having a baby and getting custody of Amanda's son may be too much to handle for the couple. And that is accurate as well. And my source told me that that's something that's being taken into account as well. It's like, dude, everybody's concerned about this. Like, everybody is concerned that she's pregnant. She just got custody of, her son. So these changes for two people that are so new in their recovery, how could it affect them? And then if they have Jagger and Stella there, two small kids on top of her being pregnant, like, how is that going to affect their sobriety? So why not give it a little bit longer? Why not let Ryan and Amanda get adjusted to their new life, having Amanda's kid, her having the baby, let them get adjusted to that. Make sure they don't relapse. And then slowly incorporate it to where, first Amanda can go to Jenna Larry's and see them. That's 5 kids, including a newborn. Well, Jagger, Stella, her kid, and then um, Jagger, Stella, her kid, and the baby. Bentley doesn't go stay the weekend at Ryan's house, from my understanding. And that's another thing. I know that Mackenzie gets along with Amanda, but she ain't changing her custody agreement either, is she? Bentley still goes to Jen and Larry's. Like, he ain't staying the weekend with Ryan and Amanda. Like, I know they get along. Like, I know Macy and Ryan get along, but I really wonder how much they would get along if, now that Ryan is making much more money, if Mackenzie or if Macy went to the state and said to the child support office and said, I want him to pay more child support, considering he's only paid me like $200 a month since Bentley's been born, when he's decided to pay it. Even during this time, even during all these years that Ryan was on the show, he was only set up to pay like $200 a month for Bentley. So what if Macy said, you know what, you're making a lot more money now, Ryan. You're a diesel mechanic. You're making probably close to $30 an hour. You're making money from the show. So, the little $200 you pay me a month, I think our son just got a car. He's on the insurance. I think you could pay me more than that. Guarantee you, if Macy took him to court for child support, they would not be getting along. Guarantee you, if Ryan and Amanda started pushing to have Bentley stay over on the weekends, every other weekend, Macy would be like, no, I don't think so. They're getting along because Ryan is not asking anything of them. And she's not asking anything of him. You know what I'm saying? Like, if anything was asked to be switched, I feel like they probably would not be getting along. But let's continue. Okay, so Mackenzie suggested a slow transition into letting Amanda be around the kids and letting Ryan have them unsupervised. The source told the Ashley. It's not really the drug thing that Mackenzie is worried about. She isn't questioning her sobriety. She's concerned about them getting all that added responsibility at once and her kids being involved. The Ashley can confirm that Ryan and Mackenzie's lawyer realized that the mediation would not work and that no agreement would be made due to the Amanda situation. The lawyers pulled the plug on mediation and decided it would have to go to trial. That probably won't happen for a few more months anyways. So the divorce and custody situation is going to be stretched out even longer, possibly even until after Amanda has the baby in February. The Ashley previously reported Amanda and Ryan are expecting a baby girl whom they are apparently planning on naming Presley. So there it is, you guys. I've seen so many comments about people saying Mackenzie is being bitter. She don't want to see Ryan happy. And from what my source is telling me is that she's trying to move on with her life. She is not trying to slow the process down of the divorce. This whole situation was a very traumatic situation for her and her kids. And her concern is just the kids. Her concern is just, I don't want to throw my kids into this situation that they're not even comfortable with right now. Like, her kids are not even, they don't know Amanda. Have they been around Amanda? Yes, they have. They were not supposed to be, from my understanding, but they have been around Amanda at a couple of points at Jen and Larry's. But this needs to be a slow transition, and I am like 100%. And the fact that Ryan pushed it to where he feels like it should be immediate, I'm just like, you are not thinking about your kids. You're really not, in my opinion. If you think two small children that in a matter of 2 years, their life went from having mommy and daddy at their house to all of a sudden daddy's gone, our house is destroyed. We get to go to that house every so often when mommy's working on it. They're living with grandparents or someone else. And then, daddy's got a new girlfriend. Daddy's talking about this other woman. Oh, daddy tells me that he's expecting a baby with some other woman. Like, that's a lot of changes to happen in any child's life, let alone two little kids, two little kids. Mackenzie does have custody of her oldest son. Yes, Hudson. Now, okay, I'll talk about Hudson for a little bit because I did see some comments on a previous video about Hudson. So when Mackenzie got with Ryan, she had Hudson, and he was initially on Team Mom, and her ex did not like that and fought her against that, fought her for custody. And then when I think it was like when the scene happened with Ryan and it all came out that Ryan was on drugs, there was a custody battle between Mackenzie and her ex. And but she does have, I think they have like 50-50 custody. She does have some sort of custody. He's with her. He goes to see his dad. They get along fine now, her and Hudson's dad, but it just took some time. I mean, they were newly divorced, I think, or what. I think she actually married him. And Mackenzie jumps on a show, with her boyfriend. And this man is like, I don't want my kid exposed. Like, I don't want my kid on a TV show. So yeah, there was a custody situation that took place between Mackenzie and her ex concerning Hudson. But I looked this up the other day, and I want to say she shares custody with her husband, her ex-husband. But back when that happened, like I remember her ex seeking full custody and even seeking child support, and it was some drama concerning the situation, definitely. But also, maybe he's thinking he wants the kids to be around the new baby. Can't really do that without the mom, Amanda. Well, okay, the new baby's not going to be here until February, which is that actually works better with Mackenzie's situation because she's like, let's slowly do this. Let's slowly incorporate it, not something drastic to where I have to drop my kids off at your house next weekend and they stay the whole weekend at a place they've never been around a woman they are not familiar with. They've met her like a couple of times. They're not, and they stay in a house they don't know. That's what Mackenzie wants. Mackenzie wants it to start a slow transition to where maybe at Jen and Larry's every other visit, and until they get comfortable. She's not saying no to it. She's not saying no. She's just saying, I know I'm not good with my kids being dropped off at their dad's house with their new stepmom when there's this woman's pregnant. She just got custody of her kid. Like, that's a lot of change happening in such a short period. So I want this to be slow. Everything happening in those kids' lives right now should be a slow transition because of everything that they went through that happened really fast and it uprooted them so drastically. Yeah, well, here's the thing. They know their father, though, and have since birth, but Ryan's never been a hands-on dad. Even with the kids that he lived with, they know that's their dad for sure. And like Mackenzie said, she's not concerned that much other than the fact that there's so much change in such a short period. But she is saying no if Amanda isn't allowed there to even pick up Ryan. I'm not sure. Bentley still stays at Jen and Larry's and not Ryan's? Yes. So the previous arrangement was that the kids went to Jen and Larry's. Ryan would go there and see them, spend the night with them, spend the weekend with them, and Ryan could not be around. Now that they're moving forward with the mediation, she's saying, like, I don't mind a slow transition. So I don't think she would have a problem with like Amanda pulling up to get the kids, But that initial arrangement was made months ago. When was it? June, maybe? Maybe June. So, and I can tell you, as someone that my older two kids, their dad struggled with addiction, and my older two kids, their dad is, my story is so much like Macy's and Chelsea's. That's why like their stories resonate with me so much because I went through that same stuff, like with their dad being an addict. So what was he attracted to? He was attracted to people like him, criminals and addicts. You know what I'm saying? So then he would get these girlfriends and want to introduce my kids to them. And I'm like, no, like, first off, you'll have a new one in 6 months. I don't want my kids constantly being introduced to another one, to another one, to another one, to another one. And so my kids, for many years, they saw their dad at their grandparents' house. There was a point to where their dad could go and see them there, but they were not allowed to even get in a vehicle with him driving. And I was like, I don't care if it hurts his feelings. I don't care if it hurts a new girlfriend's feelings. My concern is my kids. That's it. Now, if we can work everything out without hurting feelings, For sure. Absolutely. But if not, yeah, no. Right. Exactly, Heather. And that's what Mackenzie was wanting. That's what Mackenzie was wanting. Like, let's start this off slow. Like, that would be the perfect place to start is allowing Amanda to come to Jen and Larry's when the kids are there, right? So they can get to know her. Ryan's like, nope, nope. I want it to where they can come to my house on the weekend, stay the weekend with me and Amanda. I want it like this right now. No, 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 no. I'm like Team Mackenzie when it comes to this 1,000% because Ryan and Amanda have had sober time. So just because, and I applaud them for being sober. That like I think it's great that they're sober. At the end of the day, though, these are kids involved. That if God forbid it gets too much and Ryan relapses, but nobody knows because he's hiding it, right? And then crap hits the fan one day, or he's driving them somewhere sometime, which he can't even drive right now. Ryan doesn't have a license. He can't drive. But say he gets his license later down the line, but he ends up relapsing and the kids are in the car with him. It's just like one of those things that when you are a mom, that all of those things cross your mind. I'm telling you, I've thought of every possible scenario of the possibilities of what could go wrong when with my kids with their dad. Haley says, I feel like she should be over 3 to 5 hours, only every other weekend for 6 months, then go from there. Yeah, see, I agree with something like that. That's what Mackenzie was saying too. Like, let's start slow. Hey, honey badger. Hey, hey, hey. Yes, Ryan is so used to getting his own way that they agreed on everything else, and they agreed on everything else. And then they just asked, let's transition slow. No, it needs to be now. Let's do it now. When you're pregnant, you get on Subutex. Yeah, and I know Ryan's on a maintenance medication. He is on Vivitrol, is what I think it's called, the injection. But I don't know if she is. Well, I wonder if Ryan said, you know what, I'm sober now, Macy. I got a good girlfriend. Let's go to court and get it put to where Bentley comes to my house every other weekend. If Bentley was not for it, if he's like, I don't want to go to my dad's every other weekend, I have to stay the weekend. I don't. And Macy said, no, we don't want to do that. Let's just have an agreement that if he wants to go, if she was really, if he was really pushing for that, I don't think they would get along as much as they have been. So yeah, I think Mackenzie was being more than fair in this situation, saying like, "What? You guys remember this as well. Think about this as well. It is December 9th. Amanda was dressed up as Mackenzie for Halloween. But Mackenzie is still saying, listen, I'm fine with the kids getting to know her. I just want it done slowly. She dressed up as her and mocked the job that pays those kids bills and for them to eat and sang the song, lip sync the song saying, bitch better have my money. I'm sorry, but I'm just going to be honest. And I do like, when I flip through Amanda's TikTok, like they're funny, and I'm so happy that she's sober and that she's got custody of her kid. But the one thing that I don't like is her picking at Mackenzie the way that she is. And if baby daddy, who trashed my house, wrecked my house, and did all the things that Ryan had done to me before we went to mediation, she was dressed up as me for Halloween and mocking me. I would be like, sorry, babe, no. I'm still going to say, I don't want my kids around. She's literally saying, okay, like, yes. I know Amanda's going to be a part of your life. I know you're engaged to her. I know y'all have a baby together. Y'all are having a baby together. So, yes, we can start this, but let's do it slowly. Slowly. The fact that Mackenzie, because if it was me, I'd be like, no, you tell Ryan that when his stops mocking me on social media and stops running her mouth, then I'll talk about my children meeting her. But as long as she's talking mad shit like that on social media about me, how do I know she won't pop up about me in front of my kids? Because it seems like she hates me the way that she's constantly talking crap. But it would probably give me about 6 months, probably. I'm lying because I am a pretty forgiving person. So probably 3 or 4 months, I might would be a little over that. I might would be, but I think it's too soon. I think is a little too soon. Like, who's got time for all that nonsense when they're pregnant, have children? And that's the thing is that a lot of Amanda's content, and I know there's been like some back and forth, but to be quite honest, like as somebody that keeps up with this situation, and I could be wrong, but if memory serves me correctly, I think where it started between Amanda and Mackenzie was when someone asked, "Does Ryan help with the kids?" And Mackenzie said, "No, he does not." And Mackenzie commented back and said, um, yes, he does, or something. And Mackenzie said something like, "Tell him he can get our kids some shoes." And Amanda was like, "Well, what are their sizes?" Mackenzie was like, "He should know their sizes." And if memory serves me correctly, which I don't even remember months right now, so I could be wrong. But if memory serves me, I think that's when they first started the bickering, was when that happened. Someone only asked Mackenzie, "Is Ryan involved in the kid's life? Does he help?" And she said, "No, he doesn't. Like, no, he doesn't pay child support. I have offered to let him take the kids after church and, let him see." There was text messages that was released where Mackenzie one time was like, "Hey, do you want to get the kids after church and take them to lunch?" Obviously, like probably like Eugene and Larry, maybe like if y'all go to church together, you know, I don't know. But he was like, "Is it gonna be with you?" And she's like, "No, just with the kids." Like, I'm not going. So she's also offered to like, okay, can someone remind me? Okay, Brandy said Mackenzie started it and didn't like Amanda biting back. Sorry, but that's what happened. Remind me then what happened, because my memory, because I remember like trying to keep up with this and be like, "Oh my goodness, like they're getting into it." But what I can tell you now is, as someone that's like really been paying attention to it, I see Amanda posting a good bit, and I haven't seen Mackenzie respond in a while. Mackenzie did not respond whenever she dressed up as her for Halloween. She didn't. She did not respond. Everybody online is like, "Amanda's so funny, Amanda's so funny." And I'm like, put yourself in Mackenzie's position though, like her or not. Say you had two kids with a dude that you regret marrying, that you're like, "Damn, I should have listened to the people that watch the show that I don't know, but I should have listened to them." But here you are, you got two kids with him, right? It's where it's at. You got two kids with him, and his new girlfriend is posting on social media, mocking you, dressing up as you. Like, would it be funny then if it was you and your children were involved in this? I don't think so. I can tell you, I haven't seen Mackenzie respond to anything in a minute. I haven't seen Mackenzie respond in a minute, and I try to watch everything. I follow them. I watch their TikToks. I watch Teen Mom Chatter when Teen Mom fan page was up, because a lot of times when something happens between Mackenzie and Amanda, the fan pages will post about it. So I keep up with them, and I have not seen Mackenzie, even when like I said, even when Amanda dressed up as Mackenzie, she didn't respond. And I'm like, that would have took me, I would have responded. And a month and 7 days later, when we went to mediation, I wouldn't be saying, "Yeah, let's slowly transition my kids into being around her." No, it would probably take me another month and a half or 2 months to get over that, you know? So, I mean, Mackenzie is living like this normal life. She, gets up, gets the kids ready. Her kids are little, they're small. They're not, well, I've seen Amanda do things more than that. Like, even like the video, like, okay, the post that she made just the other day where she's rolling up to pick up Ryan and she's like incognito because she's not supposed to be there. If I was Mackenzie, I would take that as a dig. I would be like, "Oh, you're basically showing people that even though there's a court order, like, you can go pick him up. Like, it's not against the rules for you to roll up to General Areas and pick him up. But the fact that you're acting like you're having to hide to do it insinuates that you're not supposed to be doing it. So it also insinuates that you're basically breaking an agreement that the courts have put up, which you're not, because you're allowed to do it. But by doing that, I've seen her do things that, I mean, in the comment section, people laugh about it and they talk about Mackenzie. Even the video that she posted of her and Ryan, where it says something about she threw dirt on you, but I watched you grow. Like, that was just posted the other day. And I'm like, Yes, I agree. Mackenzie has said some things, but the first thing that I seen Mackenzie do was she answered a question. Somebody asked, "Does he help?" And she said, "No, no, he doesn't." And Amanda commented back and said, "That's not true. He does. She's lying." And Mackenzie was like, "Tell him our kids need shoes since you're clearly watching my page." And she was like, "Well, what's their shoe size?" And she was like, "He should know." And then Amanda literally said Mackenzie was lying. She does not let him see the kids. He does try to help. She's lying. And then Mackenzie had to put out screenshots to prove that she's offered to let Ryan see the kids outside of just the scheduled visitation. And she has asked for help. She's asked, like, hey, do you think you can like help with groceries, this week or something? And him be like, I don't know, I'll have to see. And this is a woman who's a medical sales rep. She takes care of her kids. She's not getting child support at all right now. And she's asking for a little bit of help. And he's like, I don't know how to see. You should be helping. Oh, and also this, like when she posted this, our side of the story. She's done that our side of the story twice now, I think. And she says, Mackenzie said she don't want the kids around us because she don't want the kids around me because I do drugs. Mackenzie filed the first thing like months ago, and this was fresh out of like rehab. So Mackenzie, all she had to go off of was what she could look up about Amanda. And Amanda literally a couple of weeks ago got 36 of her charges expunged. 36. And I'm like, how many do you have? You tell me if your mom and your ex trashed your house, held a gun to your head, a knife to your back, got physical with you in front of your children. Your children saw the house after he trashed it because you came home with them the day that it happened, not knowing it happened, walked in y'all's house, see the mess, and your kids had to be subjected to that. Your kids had to not live in that house for over a year while you paid to fix it. You had to pay out of pocket to fix it. And then he gets with a girlfriend who he met in rehab who did not have custody of her kid, just got custody of her kid, and she is newly sober as well. And she's talking about how she just got 36 charges expunged, and her charges are pretty serious charges. She has literally went through a lot. She Amanda has been struggling with addiction for a long time. These are kids involved. And I know a lot of people want to say that she's just being bitter, she's just being jealous. At the end of the day, like, why can't we just accept that maybe she cares about her kids and she wants to make sure things that they adjust to this accordingly? They have been going to Jenna Larry's since day one so they could see their dad. She dropped the restraining order so he could call her phone to talk to them, despite the fact that he did all those things to her, despite the fact that he called her at work and told her that the biker gang that I just joined is going to come find you and do things to you because of what you did to me. He made these allegations that he made these allegations that she cheated back when he was like really strung out on drugs, right? Since then, he has not made those allegations. In the divorce, if he has proof or he really thinks now that he's sober that she cheated, why not bring that up in the divorce as a way to, get custody or something like that? He has not brought up the cheating since he got sober, which makes me feel like probably because she didn't cheat, or he knows he has no evidence that she cheated, or maybe he knows, well, I was paranoid off my butt because I was on so many drugs that I thought she was cheating. I'm like, in my opinion, as somebody who's went through a similar situation, the girlfriends always need to stay out of it because it does not make things better. It does not make things better. Was there police reports made on anything other than him trashing the house? If it actually happened, Mackenzie definitely would have filed police reports. Yes, absolutely. Yes, Ryan was arrested. Yes. Yes, there was a police report to him putting a knife to her back. That's how she got the restraining order. They have the call. She recorded the call when he called her, threatening her with the biker gang. She recorded it. Yes. Did you see the video of the house? It was horrific. And this is, it's been a year and a half. Think if this was your daughter. If your daughter married someone that you totally objected because they struggle with addiction and, but she's young and in love, and Mackenzie she was young, she was naive, like we all are. I mean, God, I stayed with my older kid's daddy for many years more than I should have. You know what I'm saying? He cheated on me. He did drugs behind my back. I left, but I went back. It literally took me years because I was young and dumb and in love and I had kids with him. And I thought I need to try to work it out for our kids. Like kids do better when they have their mom and their dad together. Like everybody wants to say that she's young and that she's bitter and she's a clout chaser. And I'm like, okay, let's examine this. Say she's a clout chaser. Maybe she got over that quick because she's not out here constantly selling stories. She's not out here doing interviews. She's literally barely making it on $3,000 a month. Ryan's not paying child support. An order for child support has not been made yet. He's not paying it. Okay. She goes to work. She gets up every morning, gets her two little small kids ready, takes them to school, daycare. I think they're both in school. She goes to work. She gets off work. She goes and gets her kids. She goes home. She makes them dinner. She does homework and she lives her normal life. She could literally be making money by doing the same thing that Amanda's doing, going on TikTok and airing Ryan's dirty laundry and showing text messages of blah, 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 blah. You know what I'm saying? Like, so if she's a clout chaser, she could even contact Teen Mom and say, hey, y'all are filming Ryan? Film my side of the story. I bet you Teen Mom would jump on that. And then she would be sitting over there making a few $1,000s a year to film for the show. But she's not. She's not doing that. She's literally just trying to live her life. And the one time she does do something like post that she finally fixed her house, everybody comes for her throat. And I'm like, why can't she do that? So Ryan can post any accomplishment that he makes. And it's like, yay. And I'm like, great for you. But she can't. She can't. She can't post that she finally fixed her kid's house and that, she's got it set up for Christmas and they're back home because people say you're a clout chaser. You're, like you never loved him. You're psychotic. Like, I just don't have those feelings. And I guess it's because I lived through something kind of similar. And now even more so to see that they went to mediation and Amanda said, I'm down for a slow transition, despite the fact that Amanda was just on 5 days ago. 5 days ago, Amanda made this video saying that Mackenzie thinks that they're on drugs. Oh, and after that, somebody commented and said, so what does Mackenzie say when y'all present her with all this information? And it was just a video of Amanda going, and it was like birds chirping or like silence or something, like, oh, she don't say nothing when we present her with this information. Like, I don't even think it's really been presented as like in like the court of law. Like, y'all are telling her, but okay, she's being told these things by Ryan, by, seeing Amanda talk about it on social media, whatever. But are we supposed to believe two recovering addicts crickets chirping? Are we supposed to believe them this early in the game? Like, are we not supposed to just be a little cautious with it? And I'm not saying, because I disagree with some of the things that Mackenzie has done, but I can't think of one thing that Mackenzie has done that outweighs what Ryan has done. Neither one were perfect, but trashing your kid's house and their rooms and doing the things that he did. Yes, she blamed Macy. And my source says that Mackenzie absolutely knows like that was wrong of her. Now that she's on the other side of it, she's like, dang, that was dumb of me. That was really dumb of me. You don't think they sent her the same proof via text she posted on TikTok? I'm sure they have. I'm not sure what you're referring to. People are wild. Ryan has literally never had ish together, and people are always defending him, but tearing Mac apart. You can't make it. Really doesn't make sense to me either. And I love that Ryan is sober. I love that Amanda is sober. I think that's awesome because the kids deserve him to be sober. And I think in time, here's the thing. Oh, thank you, Shenanigans. Here's the thing. Things can at some point be civil. They can. But are they ever going to get that way if, like, Amanda doesn't stop making digs at Mackenzie on social media? Because I haven't seen Mackenzie make any lately, but I have seen Amanda continue to do it. Even like I said, even the Halloween thing. Mackenzie, I did not see her respond to that. So proof of their sobriety, I don't know. She didn't say that she did, but maybe they did. Maybe Ryan did send her the hair follicle result. Maybe. Things can be civil at some point, but I just feel like Amanda needs to understand that, like, she's got a part to play in this as well. And even though she's mad, she's irritated, she doesn't know Mackenzie well enough. And she knows Orion that Mackenzie got a Ryan that was good and sober for at some point, but she also got a Ryan that Amanda's never seen. Would Amanda stick by Ryan's side if he put a gun to her head and a knife to her back and destroyed her house and did all those things? Or would Amanda bounce? Would she take her kids and leave? Like what Mackenzie got at the end of that relationship for sure, the abuse and all of those things. Mackenzie, that's her trauma. And Ryan inflicted that upon her. Ryan is different with Amanda. Amanda needs to understand I don't know what he put her through. So I'm just going to let them handle that because as long as I'm like continuing to like pop up on social media and not think about the kids that are involved, then it's just going to prolong me possibly meeting these kids. And if I really want to have a civil relationship at some point with this girl, or at least be able to be around her kids, then I need to stop. Yeah, they were already separated when he destroyed the home, I do believe. I don't think she's bitter. Like, what makes you think she's bitter? I think she stuck with him through a lot, probably a lot that we don't even know about. And I think she's ready to move on with her life, but she has children. I see that a lot. People saying like Mac is bitter. And I'm like, I feel like Mac's just protecting her kids. Like, what is she doing that's bitter? I don't know. That's true. He should have changed for his kids, not Amanda. And that's exactly if he just changed for Amanda, you know, some relationships stay in that honeymoon phase and like people are lovey-dovey 16, 20, 30 years to come, but not all are. Some, they lose that. And even though they love each other and they stay in the marriage, they lose that honeymoon phase. And what if they lose that honeymoon phase? Is what if once Amanda has the baby, she becomes different? Is he going to stay changed? If he changed for her, thank you. The truth will set you free. Because I know a lot of people don't, and like I get it, but I just feel like if I could like talk some more about how I feel, maybe some people could see it in a different light, maybe not. But I'm like, if Mackenzie was being bitter and she was clout chasing, I sent word through my source like, hey, ask her if she'll do an interview. Like, I want to do an interview. No. There was a TikToker that did a TikTok video saying Mackenzie Edwards is accusing Ryan of stalling their divorce 4 times, which was not the truth. The article said Ryan Edwards accuses Mackenzie of stalling the divorce. Mackenzie responded and said, actually, that's not true. Ryan has been the reason our divorce has been postponed 4 times. I've been the reason 1 time. So if anybody is going to be blamed for postponing it, it's him, not me. And the son reached out to Mackenzie and asked her, what do you say to Ryan accusing you of being the reason y'all's divorce isn't final? And she's like, well, that's crazy because it's been postponed 4 times because of him. So she's not out here. Like, this woman probably got text messages galore. Like, there's no secret that she could, sell for against him. And she's just living her life, though. She's just living her life. That's true. They really don't. I can tell you when they were not doing Instagram, when they were not on Teen Mom, right after they was let go by the show, because Macy stood up and said, I will no longer be a part of Teen Mom as long as Ryan and his family's on it. And Teen Mom said, okay, we'll fire Ryan. Mackenzie used to do TikTok lives, not TikTok lives. She would go live on Instagram where she would talk about their life just being normal now. And she would answer questions. And she was like, me and Ryan, like, we're doing good. It was a struggle because we did make a lot of money doing the show. And we contemplated quitting the show many times, but making that kind of money is hard to turn down. So we never went through with quitting on our own. But them letting us go was a blessing because we knew it would be hard for us to quit because of the money. Them letting us go, like, we're thankful. We would have never made the decision, but they made the decision for us. We live a normal life. Like, he goes to work, I go to work, like, we take care of our kids. It's normal. So there was a lot of Mackenzie and Ryan when he wasn't on the show before he relapsed again that we didn't get to see. And we don't know what kind of Ryan she got at that point. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. Right. Yes. Oh, yes. Mackenzie definitely understands that now from what my source told me. She was like, yeah, Mackenzie gets it now and she hates that she ever blamed Macy for it. Yeah. I don't think she's bitter. I think she's just protecting her kids. And I feel like if she really wanted clout or she really was in it for clout. And I'm like, isn't it crazy that people could say the Mackenzie is like clout chasing. Meanwhile, you know, Amanda jumped on Ryan in rehab barely a year later and they're pregnant, engaged. She's on the show. And I'm like, so if Ryan ends up not with Amanda down the road and say Amanda screws him big time, then will it be like, oh, well, yeah, we called that from jump. She was only with him for clout. She only wanted the show. She jumped at that opportunity so quick. Are people going to say that because of how quick she got with him and she got pregnant by him and she got engaged to him and she got on the show? Like that all happened really quickly. So I feel like everybody's like, she just wanted that MTV money. And I feel like a lot of people that say that are the same people that just love Amanda, which and somebody commented this the other day. Somebody said, you want to talk about how you like Amanda as a person, but you constantly bashing her. I'm not bashing her. I think if she was to just like be his girlfriend and leave all the other stuff alone, then it would be great. But that's what I'm saying. I'm glad you said that, but that's how you chose to phrase it. They fell in love in rehab. If not, he would have gone back with Mac when she came back sniffing around. That's how you phrase it, just like that's how everybody else chooses to phrase it. Everybody else wants to phrase that Mackenzie saw dollar signs and she was in it for the money. How do we know that? There's no way to know that for sure. Maybe she was with him because she was young and in love. If we can say she was in it for clout and for money, then I feel like the same could be said for Amanda because of how fast everything happened with them. Amanda could have been in love and fell in love, but Mackenzie not. It was the money. You know what I'm saying? There are things from my source told me, like there's things that happen that people don't know about. Mackenzie isn't posting about Amanda nonstop. Who's doing it for clout? I did too. I did too. I was so there for that. I love to see Taylor standing up and being the voice for Bentley because I feel like Macy wanted to, but she is much more reserved. So she did kind of take it from Jen and Larry. She let them speak when she knew they were wrong at times. But Taylor was like, no, it's not going to happen here. I'm not going to let it happen. So he stood up and he told them, like, put Bentley first. He's a child rather than your grown adult man's son. Who, like, I was like, yeah, Taylor for the win. I know exactly, right? Yeah, her kids are young, 4 and 6, exactly. Macy and Mackenzie were never addicts, therefore, they never truly give Ryan the support that he needs to keep clean. Amanda is recovering addict herself, so she gets him, and maybe that's why they have such a connection because she understands. That could be that's probably true. I think they both need a clause in the settlement where they can't talk about each other to the kids or on social media, including a new stepmom. I honestly wish that, and maybe that was put in the agreement. I don't know, which I guess now anything that they had agreed upon, it's not going to come to fruition because they didn't agree on this one thing. But it would have been nice if Mackenzie could have said, listen, I don't want Amanda talking crap about me on social media. I won't say nothing about her. She won't say nothing about me. This can help resolve the hostility between the two of us if we stop. I think Mac tried with him, drove into rehab, stood by him, did try, but an addict can only get clean if they choose to, not by force. Yeah. My sister and her ex have that in their divorce where neither can trash talk others or allow others in front of the kids. Matt can do the same thing if she's worried about it. Yeah, I think that would be best. But it could go both ways, you know. But I will say now, considering Ryan would not come to the agreement for them to slowly transition, now it's not gonna like it stays the same that she can't be around the kids until this goes before a judge. And honestly, if Mackenzie wanted to be petty and present all this to the judge of all the stuff that, Amanda has said online about her, like, I don't know what a judge would say about it. I don't know. But I think in time, it'll work out just like Macy and Ryan. It took them years to get it together. I think they will as well. Unfortunately, when you have that girlfriend over there, like speaking up and yang, it causes problems. It did for Macy and Ryan when it was Mackenzie, and now it is with Mackenzie and Ryan now that it's Amanda. And I say it every time and I'll say it again. I just think if Amanda would think about the kids and think about where they want to get eventually and say, okay, as long as I'm doing this, it's going to take longer And if she was to stop, it could help. Neither Ryan or Amanda learned how to be sober, independent of each other. And this, at the end of the day, will be a recipe for success. I see a lot of people saying that. And I see a lot of people saying, recovering addicts saying that Ryan still exhibits addict behavior. But yeah, I've been on this for an hour. I already knew that this was going to be a long one because I knew that I was just going to say so much in regard to this because this has been heavy on my mind since I saw the TikToker that I really like this TikToker. And she made this video showing a picture of Mackenzie, Amanda, and Ryan and saying, the only person that doesn't look healed in this photo is you, Mackenzie. You, Ryan and Amanda, they're healed. So you need to, heal yourself. And I'm like, we should not go around telling victims of abuse when they should be healed. And this is the TikTok account that I like. I really like that girl. I follow her, but I was just kind of like, I get, you like Amanda and Ryan, and I like them too. As far as like seeing them be sober and happy, I love that for them because everybody deserves to have that. And Bentley having a relationship with his dad, I love that. And Amanda, getting the life that she hasn't had, that with her son, love that. But I just can't imagine like a woman telling another human being, woman, man, anybody to go through what Mackenzie went through as a creator to be like, you need to move on and heal. I'm sorry, but she's got 2 children. Like, we don't even know the half of what she went through, more than likely. So why are we telling her in a year and a half that she should be healed? And it ain't like she's constantly posting on Facebook saying she's not healed. Where is she posting on social media saying she's not healed? She's not constantly doing interviews. And people's like, she needs to move on. Is she not trying to? Is she not trying to? Like, what do you mean? Like, what makes everybody think that she's not healing and moving forward? I don't know. I don't get it. So it's just been heavy on my mind. I've been thinking about it a lot. And I had a source reach out to me that knows Ryan and Mackenzie. And I was able to get a lot of information from that person, some stuff that I can't share that just really made me even more so be like, that's right. Like, oh my goodness, that's crazy. Me too. Me too, Brandy. And I know we're not going to agree on things, and that's completely fine. I try to get my points as to why I believe that I believe, way that I believe, and I respect y'all when y'all give y'all's points to how y'all believe. And so at the end of the day, if we still disagree, that's just what it is. Hopefully, I don't lose followers, but if I do, just because we disagree over it, that sucks. But you know, there's a TikToker out there that really loves Amanda and Ryan and rocks hard for them. That I like her, and you'll probably like her too. But anyways, you guys, like, share, subscribe, and I will see you guys probably tomorrow because it's 9:30. Bye, guys.